The script Symbolicy is the prequel, the story that takes place before my journey to Symbolicy began. And the one thing that bridges the end of Symbolicy and the beginning of my journey was the Symbolicy packet. Now inside these packets are, filled with all these offbeat and creative concept exercises entitled expansions. And when applied, these expansions open the reader to a kind of deeper level within themselves. So once I knew beginning stages of the project, and I knew that the packet was the kind of source of transformation, and I was creating these videos, so I decided now I need to kind of create a prop. And so that's when I kind of created the pseudo packet, filled with this miscellaneous expansions and whatnot, on honor of the man, myth, the legend of the project, Simon J. Moyer. Now I haven't seen or looked at any of this kind of material in over about 6 or 7 years. But part of my expansion of kind of going back in time to kind of better my future, I plan on doing these expansions to my best ability to kind of open me up and to kind of see where it takes me. As we enter the new stage of development, binder and expansion, it's time to begin this journey in a new name. Symbolicy, tell this vision. Symbolicy, tell this vision. So now that you have a name for this journey, it's time to lay the foundation. It's time to take a step back in order to move forward. So what I need you to do is write your fears, worries, and doubts. This will help create the inner dialogue to allow new positive affirmations to come through. So now that I have the list, what are the next stages? What you need to do now is go to your hypnotherapy book and go to the self-esteem chapter. Read the material and then apply it to your new expansion. So now that you have your positive list, you no longer need the negative one, and no longer applies to you. Belong. I am confident, I am strong, full of love, and I belong. I'm confident, I am strong, full of love, and I belong. I'm confident, I am strong, full of love, and I belong. I am confident, I am strong, I am full of love, and I belong. Now that you have the positive affirmations, I want you to cut them up, fold them, and put them into a Ziploc bag. And every day, until the bag is empty, I want you to take out that positive affirmation and expand on it, add new light and energy to it. Believe in the highest source of love, for it will only guide you. Believe in the highest source of love, for it will only guide you. Believe in the highest source of love, for it will only guide you to worlds far beyond these walls. The goal was to take some of my fear, worries, and doubts and have them face the mirror. And after spending some time reflecting, it was the time to give them a positive storyline, to build upon those positive ideas, to release what no longer applies to me, and to focus on the love and guidance. And by releasing, it allows me to continue to tap back in, or tap within, to kind of share my love. So part of the packet, there's an option for you to work on your inner child by coloring in the doodles left throughout the packet. But kind of since I've already done that on several occasions throughout the Symbolicy series, this time around I kind of plan on taking those outdated doodles and blend them together to kind of tell a new story. And once I can construct new pictures based on the lines and the symmetry between the two little doodles, then I create a bigger picture, maybe 3 or 4 different of these combinations. And then finally, I can then kind of work with my inner child to kind of color in these ideas and these new pictures and these new ideas, and kind of see what I can create from blending the past into telling a new story. Working with my inner child workshop expansion allows me to revamp the artistic expression by stepping back, allowing the past to create for my future. And these new doodles are going to be the cover pages for the new Symbolicy packet. Just like the Symbolicy script and the story, the packets are created in this fashion. Each packet is going to be different from the rest. No packet will ever be the same, whether it's the order of the expansion or the setup of the cover page and the title of the expansion. And a part of the original packet, I wrote on behalf of Simon J. Moyer, the man, the myth, the legend of the project. And part of the letter encourages the people who come across the packet to tap into the inner child and color the doodles. And same applies to this new Symbolicy packet. Part of the new packet, the people will color the doodles, complete them, and turn them into props for the actual film Symbolicy. So here they are, the new cover sheets and black and white doodles for the Inner Child expansion, ready to go, and all they need now is for me to kind of build them their homes. In my friend Dreams expansion, it's all about finding inspiration through the dreams by expanding upon each other. So in this section, my dreams become the stories become the inspiration, and the inspiration becomes my guide. I usually like to start off dream expansions with like having an intention or a question to use as guidance. But however, with this expansion, I plan on starting the first half with having no intention, no questions, and no expectations. This kind of allows me to kind of go in blindly and kind of give me a good indication to where I'm at with my dream consciousness. For 3 nights, I will document my dreams to the fullest. I will then take the dream notes, incorporate them into my imagination, and then I'll create a story based on the imagery of those dreams. And so once I have the no expectation dream story, it's time to use it as inspiration for the next stages of dream expansion. And just like my first expansion, I will create a 3 days of dream notes and imagery and then turn it into a story. However, there are 2 new rules that apply. The first thing is the intention, the mantra of sorts. In the first expansion, I didn't have an intention. So this time around, my mantra will be asking for guidance for the 3 days of dreams. The second thing is different is the story. When I first started the expansion, I didn't have a story to work off. But now that I have created the first dream story, it's now time to, I will now use that story as a meditational guide. So for those 3 nights, I will read the story before heading to sleep, trying to get back into the energy list of the dream, and feel it, get back into it, with the intentions of asking for guidance. So after the 3 nights of guidance-seeking dreams, I'll blend them together to tell yet another story of inspiration for the 3rd dream expansion. Part of the 3rd and final expansion, the game changes, but the story remains the same. My intentions before falling asleep is that of giving and sending love to those who have played a role in my life. It'll be a chance to pay tribute to friends and family who have passed, to people I probably will never see again here on Earth, to people who are on my path currently. So when you get that energy for 3 nights to kind of send love and blending it with a story about guidance through the dreams, it's my hopes that when they come together, it's going to tell yet another story, another conclusion, the final story. Tell the final story of these, of my friend Dreams expansion. Tell the final story of this expansion, my friend Dreams. As I said on many counts, there are many possibility and combinations when doing these Symbolicy expansions. So for this final expansion, it's no longer about these dreams, but it's all about telling a bigger picture. What I plan on doing is taking those 3 major dreams and kind of blending them together to kind of see how they can kind of work off each other. So I may have to do a little deconstruction and use my imagination to kind of rebuild a new story that tells the elements of these stories kind of as a full combo. Dreams are naturally very surreal and abstract, so the goal was to get all 3 dream stories and create a chronological dream story with the material provided. It was a good way to see where I'm at with the dreams, and allows me to kind of create a story within and tell it in a very unique fashion. And I feel it's a good meditational tool for someone to ask for guidance and inspiration through their dreams, and perhaps tap into their dreams to allow a story or a vision to be told. This is something I would definitely incorporate into the new Symbolicy packet for strangers to kind of open up a new way of dreaming for inspiration. So now that I've completed the packet expansion and the inner child art combo, perhaps now I'll re-edit the packet to a more detailed, more refined way to approach these expansions. And once I can complete the Symbolicy packet, and once the Symbolicy packet is complete, perhaps then, just like the script, I'll go out around the Seattle area and drop off these packets at random spots in hopes that strangers will come across these packets, read it, and apply it to their lives, and hopefully transform them somehow, some way. And it's my hopes that they can, make contact with me to let me know how they made those transitions, how they've opened up themselves as a person reading this material. And lastly, it's a way for me to connect to people out there and let them know what I'm doing, and hopefully they can spread the word and take it from there. It's all about literally about expanding on what I'm doing. So for me, going back and doing this is like a tribute to the man, the myth, the legend, getting back into the character of Simon J. Moyer. It also opens me up as a creator to see what direction I want to take it when I rework on this script, when I take it to the next level. So the original idea was to go through all the expansions, document my journey, and take what I learned and revamp the packet. Just like Simon in the story of Symbolicy, I'd pass them around. However, since my next stages are going to be focused on the next concept for the Symbolicy script, I'm going to save this expansion for the end of that series. So here I am, not only in my final expansion of the packet, but the last expansion of the complete Symbolicy Tell This Vision series. With the original packet, I got to create and open up with a positive progression, giving me the confidence to tap back into my inner child series to playfully create for a new Symbolicy packet. Taking that good energy and applying it to my dream expansion. So now that I have those concepts in line, it's time to prepare for the final stages of the series. And now that I have completed the expansion for Hypno, Newborn Awakening, and all the script, and now I'm ending with the packet expansion. And now that I've completed the series, just like my other projects, I'm just gonna let this chill, let it breathe, let it do its thing. Allowing me time to prepare, rejuvenate for the next stages of the Symbolicy series. And I do hope that you enjoy me for that journey. Thank you.